And Yakovlev, the guru and master coach of Greece, sends his man on stage. Another youngster, only 20, making progress. 4th in this year's Junior Worlds in Hangzhou in China. 181 lifted there, and that's a good start. Technically very competent, but comfortable. 178 opener, and he's capable of 185. He did 185 actually in the Worlds last year when he finished 10th, which wasn't bad. He totaled up 411. Former junior world champion, won that 2 seasons ago.
So 178 for the German. I think he tweaked his elbow a bit on the 75, so it'll be interesting to see how he copes with that. Oh, well,
No.
I'll give him credit, he went for it.
Well, his hobby's playing poker, so he knows what going for the stakes are. Based out of Bavaria, that's where his weightlifting club is. Not a club that's familiar to me, Kaufbeuren in Bavaria, but southern Germany anyway. 2 poles in the competition.
Germans love weightlifting though. There's a huge interest in the masters weightlifting, the over 35s weightlifting in Germany. They probably make up, I would say, about 35 to 40% of the total competitors in the Masters Weightlifting Championships. So huge interest.
This is the opener for Gregor Kletsch, 28 years of age, so much the more experienced, 4 years older than his teammate. Looking for a total today of 422 or better, of course.
So that's good. 180 kilos, that's 396 pounds.
It's this division though where he really needs to make it count. He's capable of over 190, and there's the boss. There is the boss. The Iranians have had plenty of problems, like 1 or 2 countries. They've had 1 or 2 unwelcome results in the out of season and in competition doping tests, Razazadeh not included.
So we haven't had our bet yet, Dave. We haven't.
I don't like knocking good men down, so I'm going to say he's going to win it, but that's the younger Pole, Bielek at 180, second attempt not going his way. When you look at Razazadeh, last year 461. Remember, 472.5 is his best in competition. Did that in the Sydney Olympic Games. Pretty close to it in Athens as well. Just half a kilo or so off it. But I can't see us getting there, can you? So, I mean, what do you think he's going to win it with? If you think he's going to win it, but if he wins it, what do you think he's got to do? 450, which is what he said?
I think he could win it with
less.
440 today.
440, yeah, you see.
440, 445. I mean, you've got Skerbatis in there, remember?
That's true.
Who can sometimes produce some pretty big results.
So the bet really, David, is how close, if he wins it, and how close are you to it? But as in the game show, the price is right.
Well, if you go over,
you can be over, you're out. You can be under, but only by so much. But you can't be over.
No, we should.
Or we should be over, but not under. We should reverse it.
Or we could just say whoever's the closest, whether they're over or under.
Yeah. So what are you going to go for?
Right, let's have a look then.
What are you going to go for?
Let's think about this.
This is Papacaridis, meanwhile, coming out for his second attempt. First one was pretty comfortable, but I would expect that.
Okay, I'm going to go for 450. So 182, pretty quick lift.
So you're going to go if he wins it, he's going to win it with 450. Which, after all, was what I was saying. So you've stolen my mark.
Well, you could say 451 if you want.
I could. I've now got to consider.
449.
I've now got to consider which way I'm going to go. Well, I'm going to be tactical. I'm going to be tactical and say 451. I was thinking of 454, but I don't need to do 454. I only need to do 451 to beat you. So I'll go 451.
Well, you say that. If he does...
No.
Okay.
No, you've said 450 and I've said 450. Third attempt, Bielek 180 and no lift. That leaves him on 175. Now this is interesting for me, David. I mean, it's been a while, isn't it, finding a male Chinese super heavyweight. Dong Feng. Dong's been a pretty good winner at student level, won the World Student Games title twice. East Asian Games, so he's sort of been building up to this moment. Only 20, and that was lovely.
Nice,
smooth, silent. Best snatch we've seen so far.
Moves well.
Yeah. Well, clearly, you can imagine that the Chinese would love to have a super heavyweight in Beijing for 2008. It's not a guarantee. He's got to deliver. He's got to earn the right. And here's the second biggest guy in terms of weight. This is Veliko Sholakov for Bulgaria.
He's about 10 foot tall, isn't he, this guy? Absolutely huge.
Yeah, he's well over, well, he's a couple of centimetres over 2 metres.
But again, as with all the Bulgarians we've seen so far, he's about 20 kilos off his best. In fact, 25 kilos, I think, off his best. And failing with it.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's done 210.
Sholakov?
I'm sure he's done a 210.
He's done it well. He might well have done a 210 somewhere. I've got his PB in competition, well, 207.5 to be honest. But this year in the Europeans, he only did 198.
This is 185.
Yeah, I know. But we've accepted that everybody's, down several rungs on the ladder. Here's Klech, Gregor Klech for Poland. Good first lift, comfortable. 5 kilos up here, 185. And I can confirm that we're well past everybody in the B group now.
Oof. Lost his grip. It's unusual. Don't see that very often,
No.
especially on these new bars.
So Sholokov, Skibatis is the man I'm looking for this year.
It's not just that they're not lifting big weights. They just seem half asleep, don't they? Obviously, wouldn't say that to his face.
No.
Dear.
I don't think I can remember a championship where so many people, David, are going to fly home so disappointed. You know, because you know what it takes, how many weeks and months you put into preparing for a championship like this, where you want to peak, where you want to perform. You know, that's what this is all about. This is producing your best. You know, yes, you're in competition with other lifters, but there's also a personal challenge which you set yourself. So opportunity is going to come somebody's way. I think Skibatis is going to be the man to watch tonight, because I think he could be fascinating.
Well, kept hold of it, but didn't get enough height.
Yeah, leaves him on 180. So still Skibatis to start. Also Mohamed Attia. Hassan Attia from Egypt, who has been improving. So maybe he's got something to offer. Razazadeh, of course, and the junior world record holder Artem Udashin of the Ukraine, who's now 26. He hasn't as yet really gone up and challenged Razazadeh. His total in Prague 6 years ago, when he took all those junior world records, was 430. So that was very promising at that stage. Now Sholokov, I just don't believe that I'm watching this, really. I mean, this is extraordinary. This is the European silver medalist who totaled 434 this year, and he's struggling with a weight that's 13 kilos below what he achieved in the Europeans, and he hasn't got it. And I didn't think he would, and he's out of the championship. And I'm not convinced that he'll even take a clean and jerk, because look at him, he's disconsolate. He's just... Papagaridis. 178, 182, 188. Now this will be good. This will be a new personal best by 3 kilos.
Oh, very close.
That was a whisker away. Really good speed.
Yes, just didn't quite hang on in the first phase quite long enough. The speed was there, and I think the strength was there. He just decided to go under just slightly too early.
Yeah, I was just thinking, David, you know, when we talked about it, it was just a moment where you saw Yakovu when he comes off the stage. If only I had a fourth lift, I could sort that out and he'd go up there and get it. I'm sure he would. So leaves him on 182. Now, here's the Egyptian. Ehsan Mohammed Atiyah, 21, improving. 5th in the world last year, snatched 190 kilos, 185 in Athens, 180 in the year before Athens, so he's sort of steadily coming along. Junior world champion, 2002, 2003.
Well, coming right in on his personal best of 190. Had an 88 posted, but decided to take 190.
I'm absolutely convinced I'm certain he's got the strength to lift that. Well, Zazade's posted 195 to come in and start. Udashin, the junior world record holder of the past, well, he still is the junior world record holder, 195, and Skerbatis. You know, this is why I would love to be in the back room now watching these guys warming up, because that would tell us so much. It's one of the things that we actually missed this year really badly, particularly in these difficult conditions, to see these guys going through their warm-ups, because it would have been giving us clues as to who was going well. But, you know, if there is a danger to Razazadeh, then it's surely got to be Skerbatis. You know, he's got the experience. You know, he's 32, Razazadeh's 28. They're not quite the same generation, but almost. But he's canny, Skerbatis. Meanwhile, back to the present. Well, that failure prompts me to say thank you to Tarvo from Estonia. David, email in from Tarvo, and he's asking something. Because we've had so many instances where lifters are taking on more for the next lift that they need to, his question is, who's actually in charge of, in the lifters camp, of deciding on what weight to take next, and how much say does the lifter actually have in that decision? Oh, by the way, his opinion is that the press out rule should stay. But thank you for that, Tarvo.
Well, all right, first of all, you know, it depends. Sometimes it's all down to the lifter. Usually it's a discussion between the lifter and the coach. Sometimes it's all down to the coach. In terms of the press out rule, the only problem I have with it is that it isn't refereed properly, so that there are people winning or losing champions because of inconsistent refereeing, and there are members of the public who don't understand weightlifting, who are very confused by this, and I just think that by getting rid of it would make it fairer for the lifter and less confusing for the public. I mean, that's the only problem I have with the press out rule.
Well, there you are, Tova. David's thoughts and opinions. If you disagree or agree, still time to send us an email at question@weightlifting.de. Meanwhile, let's get on the side here of Atiyah of Egypt and hope he can pick this up. Come on.
So that's 2 out.
Yep, he's gone. Sholokov have gone. And I didn't expect either, quite honestly, David, to fail all three. You know, as we've said time and time again, the first one you should be absolutely certain that you can nail. The second one you're pretty sure, and the third one is where you really push yourself and hope that you can, you know, go for the big mark. Now come on, Victor, let's have some respectability into this competition. Victor Skerbatis. Latvia, 32 years of age, big boy, Olympic silver medalist, only beaten by Razazadeh in Athens, 6th in Sydney. Consistently around the sort of 445, 450 mark. Capable, but can he master the conditions? Can he put that all out of his mind and focus and put his strength into this? Thank you very much.
Yes, so 191, and Skebatis now takes the lead.
Good lift. Thank goodness. But nicely done, David. We got him and Dong, who, you know, from China, who had the 185. Very good first attempt. So those are the two men at the moment who've shown us, a modicum of form. Skebatis is walking well. He's looks up to it. Now here's Dong, 192 to take the lead. Dong weighing in at 134.28. Skebatis 141.67, so much the heavier. That was well controlled.
We could be looking at a super heavyweight threat for Beijing.
Yeah, terrific balance, really, really fast speed. Even in slow motion, it's quick. Yeah, I'm excited by them. This is good. And I'm happy to be like that, David. We've had so many negatives. It's nice to have, some good things happening on the platform.
Always like this character. He always reminds me of Grant from EastEnders.
Yeah, for those people who are watching who don't know about EastEnders, it's twice or three times a week soap opera. This is my boy. I mean, I know we've gone from Razazadeh to, get 450 or 451 in my case, but I don't know, there's something about Skebatis that sort of tells me he's going to be close. Just looking at Skebatis, Skebatis personal best in the snatch of 210, and Razazadeh, of course, 213. That's sort of his mark, so there ain't much between them. Now, if you both pair them down, but here's Udashin. He's 26 now, but all the junior world records were his between 1999 and 2000. 195 in the snatch, 240 in the clean and jerk, 430 total.
Well, that's impressive. 195.
Yeah. So we've got three guys on fire. Could we have a fourth one with Hussein Razazadeh? And then we will be rocking and rolling. Yeah, that was nicely done. The balance, center of gravity, absolutely perfect, wasn't it? Textbook. Well, 195 is where we would expect Hussein Razazadeh to start his challenge. And given what's been going on, David, I would expect him to do what he's doing now, get dressed and get out there. Well, the choir are here. Even though you're the double Olympic and multi-world champion, you take nothing for granted. World champion in 2002 in Poland, 2003, and of course last year. Peace and quiet, please.
So 196. This for the lead. It's interesting. He's taken an uneven grip on the bar. Look at the two ends of the bar.
Well, as I say, David, it's not the first one. It's the second and then the third that will give us a clue to how good he is. But, you know, when you're up there, everybody's shooting at you, but he just wants to continue being the champion. They had the junior world champion this year as well, the Iranians, Saeed Ali Hussein, 181, 215, 396 total. So maybe they got someone in the wings as well. This is the office of the world champion, and you knock before you enter. And this is the Latvian domain. Everybody has their embassy. And there's Dong. I bet he's enjoying this. These are the moments, you know, when you come up as a junior and you get your first chance to mix it with the really big boys. And I mean, they really are big. I mean, you've got Rozazadeh, 162 kilos. Sholokov, the other big guys, out of it now. So Skebartis, 141. Dong on 134. And Udashin, 142. So when you look at it now, you know, Rozazadeh's got 20 kilos of weight advantage over these guys, over his nearest pursuers. So Victor. Been third in the world, 97, 98, 2003, European champion, 2001, 2005, and the reigning European champion, 198. Second attempt, 7 kilo increase. Needs this. Characteristic preparation. That was experience.
Yeah, did well to hold that. He was actually going to lose it behind. Went back down into the squat, waited, and then stood. Yes, it could have gone then while he was in that squat position had he not done that.
What I really want, David, is everybody to succeed from here on in now, because that's going to really bring, you know, the chess game, the poker game alive. Now this guy's looked cracking good. 192 for Dong last time, and where's he going now? 198, which will be a new personal best. This is his third and final attempt. Would go into the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. But left on 192. Pity. But still, you've got Skebartis with 1, Rozazadeh with 2 lifts to come, and also Udashin. This is Udashin. Representing the Ukraine, member of the Dynamo Donetsk club, although he lives in Mariupol. Coached by Vitaly Shvedov. Could this be his breakthrough year? That was easy. That was easy.
Yes, 199 and the lead. Weighed in at 142 kilos, so giving away almost exactly 20 kilos.
Yes,
What's
interesting is that Skibatis weighed in at 141.67, Udashin at 142.04. So, technically, if Skibatis can keep putting the lifts in, then that could become very important, that just lighter body weight. They love this guy, don't they? They love Rezazadeh. Weightlifting's strongest man in the world. Whatever your age, if you're Iranian, this is your champion. What do you think about it, David? I mean, he's 28, he'll be 30 years of age in Beijing. Could he go another 4? Come to London in 2012?
Possibly.
You know this challenge of getting 4 consecutive Olympic gold medals, Suleimanoglu trying and everybody. Could this be the guy? It's awful difficult, and and a full Olympic cycle is really tough, but we're going to see him later, but Skibatis on 200 first. So this would be some 10 kilos down on his lifetime best, but having said that, this would be exactly on his European mark from May in Poland. Easter time in Poland, this is what he lifted on his way to a European total of 445, which was good enough to earn him the European gold for a 3rd time.
Not today.
No. He couldn't correct that. So it leaves him on 198. So he's behind Udashin by a kilo. But of course Rezazadeh with 2 to come. They've waited all week for this. And they're obedient. When they're told to shut up, they do. Concentration required 202. So this is a 6 kilo jump. And again, maybe 7 or 8 kilos below his best, but that may be good enough on this day.
Well, he's done 2:13. So
yeah.
11 kilos below.
But he's got to be careful what Udashin wants. But he's very strong. And you saw, David, when Udashin lifted last time, he had a little cheeky look. This is no problem.
Well,
and this is all part of it.
Left. It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. Rezazadeh saying, "Don't worry, I could do this with my left hand or my right hand. I've chosen to do it with both hands." And he's loving it, which is great, because you really want to see the enjoyment as well as the effort. And it is Team Rezazadeh. It isn't just the one guy. He's got 1 to go, and he's playing cat and mouse at the moment with Udashin of the Ukraine. Skibatis has got the bronze. I must now wait to see how far behind he will be left. Now this guy, you see, when we were talking earlier in the day, David, about people who didn't have presence, this guy has presence like Rezazadeh. The first three guys, Skibatis and Udashin and Rezazadeh, they've all got presence.
Well, I think he knows he's definitely got the silver medal.
Yeah.
And I think he's decided...
Put a bit of pressure on?
Yeah, and I think he's jumping to 205, so really trying to put the pressure on.
Which is great. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And this is a man who's coming from a disappointment because he didn't total in the European Championships. He got a 198 in the snatch and that was it. So he's really prepared for this. 205 it is.
Yes, so if he succeeds with this, Rezazadeh would have to go 206.
What a pity. What a pity. I actually think that he is strong enough to do that because he has done that sort of weight before. But it's the moment that you need it, really. So we know he's on 199. We know he's in the silver medal position. Now it's up to Rezazadeh. What does he want to do? He holds the snatch world record of 213. Is he in that sort of mood, I wonder?
No, I think he's going to take the 205.
You think he'll take the 205?
I think.
Yeah. Another day for records, another platform, another place. Maybe next year in Chiang Mai.
No, 206.
206, well, okay.
But this will give him a nice little lead.
Well, he'd be 7 kilos up on Udashin and 8 kilos clear of Skibatis. So for 3 out of 3, the Olympic and world champion.
No.
Oh. Well, I'm sad to see him fail, but on the other hand, David, what that's done is kept this game on, because now he is only 3 kilos ahead of Udashin and he's only 4 kilos ahead of Skibatis. So those two guys in the back room will have just breathed a little easier that he hasn't gone away from them. So again, it comes back to that point that everybody's that sort of 10 kilos below par. But what I mean is, if everybody's 10 kilos and it's proportionate, then the result's going to be the same.